Every one of us have enemies, right? Now, have you ever sat down to think about the effect of enemies in your life? The same way in everything we do in life, we have enemies. There are enemies to every move, every action, everything you have. Now, we are talking about your voice this time around. Your voice also has enemies. You get to know this now. There are some enemies that you have not been told that your voice actually have, and they are potentially very close to you that you must avoid. Before I go on, please, I want you to like this video, share it on all your social media platforms, get other people also who want to develop and increase and understand the value of building their capacity by enhancing their voice to be part of this. But before I go on, please let me take some water, please. Good. We are talking about the enemies of the voice that no one has told you. Your voice is a very unique tool. It comes with a compartment that is natural. It comes packaged, which means that it is given to you by God, by the divine. You didn't have an input. Understand this. There is a difference between a speaking voice and a singing voice. Now, I am going to be concentrating on singing voice, even if you have to enhance your speaking voice also to build your singing voice. But these are two different things. I'm going to be talking about that in a different video. Now listen to me this now. Your singing voice also is very crucial to how much you can be effective to your world or to your audience. Every one of us who are musicians and singers must understand that the first tool that is as important as any other thing, or that would help to give you leverage on other things, is your voice. Now, your voice is the tool, right? Basic tool, coming from the divine, coming from nature, coming from God, not even nature, coming from God and from the divine. You didn't have any input. Nobody can take it from you. Nobody can take it from you because it is yours. But you have something that you need to do. And for you to do that, so that you'll be able to enhance your voice and build your capacity, you must understand the enemies that don't want you to build your capacity. And these are the things I'm going to be talking about right now. Now, number one enemy is nervousness. Before we talk about nervousness, we must first understand what the nerve is. For the benefit of those who didn't study biology, let me tell you what the nerves are so we can all be knowledgeable about what we are talking about and then move forward. The nerves are whitish and elastic bundles of fibers with accompanying tissues, which transmits nervous impulses between nervous centers and various parts of the body. So you see, then when you talk about nervousness, then you're talking about being agitated. That means there's pressure on these nerves. And when you have pressure on your nerves, your voice becomes affected. That is why you must understand that nervousness is not what you need when you are trying to express your singing voice. You have seen some people talking and their voice is shaking, right? Shaky. Their voice sounds shaky, especially when they are told to talk in a conference or in a public place. Their voice gets shaky. The same way also, when you're nervous, it affects the best you can bring out from your voice. Now remember, the voice need process to get to the point of being effective, right? We're going to get there. Now, the second point here under the auspices or under the issue of nervousness is that you must not allow the pressure around you to affect your reasoning about your delivery. Because the truth about it is that sometimes we find ourselves thinking about how we're going to present what we're going to present, and who is going to be laughing and who is going to be mocking and who is going to be looking at us, and we are thinking of different things at the same time against what we want to present. And so we now begin to stir up our nerves, and our nerves begin to affect our voice. And this leads to the second point I want to bring out here: rigidity. Now, rigidity is not only an effect of nervousness, it is also an effect of your mindset and your training. The nerves, that's how fearful or how you're pressuring yourself about what is happening around you, or how people are going to accept you when you're delivering. Your mindset, how you view music and what the knowledge you have about music and what you think should be your style or your approach to music, then your capacity of understanding, as I told you. The value of the quality of what you can deliver is in your ability to deal with rigidity. When you are rigid, you are stereotyped. People can predict how you're going to operate anytime you come on stage. Who want to be that kind of person where you come on stage, people know what you're going to do and how you're going to end? Or when you start a song, people know how the song will end. You see, rigidity has some things to do with our level of training, right? The way we are trained, the way our mindset is wired, and also the nervousness in us. Now, if we're able to deal with rigidity, then we can go far in enhancing the positiveness of our voice, because being rigid tells on so many things. I'm going to be taking all of these topics one after the other later so that we can understand it better, because now I'm just giving you the points. The third point here that is very detrimental to your voice is social deficiency. When you lack social capacity to interact and flow with people, so that you get to the point where you easily flow with them, and even when you are presenting and singing, it's like you are dealing with your friends and talking to your friends and just socializing. Learn the art of socializing. It's an art. You need to learn it. Even if you didn't study social science in school, doesn't mean you can't learn the art of socializing. The fact is this: everything you learn in school is designed or created by people as subjects or courses. Human beings brought out their intellectual property into it, and then you learn them as academic knowledge. You must enhance your intellectual aspect of also building these things inside of you as much as you learn other things that people have submitted. So you must understand that rigidity is a serious problem, and at the same time, not having the capacity of interacting socially is a very huge problem that would affect your voice. And the fourth point here is pride and ego. When you are proud and having this ego, you naturally find yourself not learning from others, being contented and thinking that you have all, and every of your delivery would only give you one style and approach. In fact, at a point, you begin to scare and piece your audience, because they will begin to notice your ego in how you approach them, how you discuss, how you present, how you narrate, and how you interact, your social behavior and all of that. When you are proud, it begins to affect you. You become stagnant and begin to fall, because you will think you have arrived in your voice level. When you hear something else, you believe you know better than them. When you hear somebody teaching, like what I'm doing right now, you believe you know better. When you hear somebody singing, you believe you get it better. You don't learn from anybody. You are already there. And whoever is living today that is not growing or that is not increasing in knowledge is already dying. That is the truth. Because just like when you're growing, you're getting, and then later you're depreciating and you get old, and then later you die. So that's how the voice is also. Anybody who goes with pride, that is how they go. They drop later and lose out in everything. So you must understand this. Now, the next point I'm going to make here is the one I coin as rehearsallessness. Rehearsallessness. I am pronouncing it so that you can understand it. That means you don't rehearse. Now, let me tell you something. Rehearsal is to be studied, because you must understand what you should rehearse and the materials you need. These are basic things, very critical and important to everyone who has a voice. Your rehearsal enhances your capacity and your ability to deliver. And let me tell you something. Your rehearsal also affects your speaking, because it tells on the quality of voice you have when you're speaking. And even when you're speaking, people can detect, especially those who are music psychologists, can detect and understand your ability or your capacity of rehearsal and singing. It's very, very important. So you must take it seriously. I'm going to be treating all of this one after the other in this class. Remember, this is a very, very unique platform for all singers. Please, here we have the music vectors, and we'll still be having people come to share their own ideas. If you have your own idea you want to share, or you have something you want to talk about in music and you have knowledge about it and you want to share to people, here we do it free of charge. We give to the people. So if you have it, just email me or you send me a message, on the platform. I would send you my email or information, and then you reach me. I'll get your material and I'll share it through this medium. I want us to learn from one another. It is for everybody to be part of this. Now, the last point I'm making here, but before I give you the last point, please like this video, share on all your social media platforms, and also subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed, so that people can also see this channel and also learn from this. It is very important. So please like this video, then share, and then subscribe if you have not subscribed. Thank you so much. Now, the last point here is worry. Oh my God! No wonder Christ was telling, people, in the book of Matthew chapter 6 or so, that you shouldn't worry about anything. Do not worry about anything. Matthew chapter 6, verse 32, 33, and 31, 32 also. And then in 33, he says, "Seek ye first the kingdom and its righteousness, and other things will be added." No need to worry about anything. Just check it. Worry does not pay. In fact, it makes you more nervous. When you worry, it affects your nerves. Remember, they are the whitish tissues in your body, or accompanying tissues, and whitish fibers in your body with accompanying tissues. So they affect, they are stressed and strained, and your voice also needs a balanced nerve or balanced nerves to be effective. When you worry, you don't make any point. You mess up. I will tell you my story at a point when I decided to become confident. I'll give you that story maybe in the next class. When I became, I messed up. I disgraced my choir. I was the head of the choir. I was the leader, but I messed them up because I was nervous. And then I was about 14 years. So it was funny, but it wasn't funny. So I want to thank you for being part of this. Please, let's hope for the next class. Hopefully, I'm going to be having one of the veterans in music and the facilitator also to come up to deliver his own, to give you some tips on what he wants you to understand too. Thank you so much, and you'll understand more and more as we go on. Thank you so much. Please love this. Let me not even say like now. Love it. Love this video, and also appreciate it. Share it to all your platforms, so that people can join, and learn from it also. And please send your comments, send your questions, send your observations, and let's learn together. And I will answer your questions. I will also respond to your observations and your contributions. Thank you so much for being part of this.